Alright, so I did my project on food consumption and food production. Ever wonder how the same selection of food is available at every chain restaurant, grocery store, convenience store, any fast food joint at any location? It's a question that most Americans don't think about and we take for granted. How is that possible? How is food always safe to eat at these locations? Many factors play a role in having food always available at our fingertips. Before I go into that, how is that possible? We need to recognize how we got into this point. Understanding the past gives a clear representation of how we got into this level of consumption. The advancement of technology over the past century has made global availability an option. Beginning back 80 years ago, back in the 1930s, the idea of a green revolution has sprung up. The idea included ways to increase crop yields and also maximize them to their fullest potential. What made the Green Revolution possible? The influence of fertilizers allowed quicker and longer growing seasons, even in areas that are not prone to agriculture or have little to none precipitation. This led to the creation of this process called irrigation. Irrigation is an artificial process of applying water to the soil. The process includes pumping water out of the aquifers and groundwaters to be sprayed on crops without relying on rain. Precipitation doesn't have to happen every day, but irrigation does, or can do. Countries worldwide use this new method of water to use this new method to water the crops. It allows the crops to grow faster and produce more product in the growing season. This technology is the backbone of why food production is at an all-time high, but there are some risks to our food supply. There are many threats affecting our food supply. Some threats are things people worldwide are seeing now. The rise of CO2 and other greenhouse gases in our atmosphere create a bigger problem than it seems. Farmers are already seeing changes in their operations. Greenhouse gases result in higher temperatures on a climate scale rather than a weather scale. Climate change can alter growing seasons as well as change precipitation patterns. Areas are experiencing drier and waterless landscapes due to this. The inability of aquifers recharging result in a systematic disaster. California is experiencing this now. The drought that they are in is crucial to agriculture. But now let's talk numbers. In the United States, 13% of fruit gets imported, while 8% vegetables and 52% fish and shellfish get imported yearly. These numbers indicate the U.S. depend on a global food trade network. Most of the imported food goes directly into grocery stores. Now, how much food of that gets thrown out? About 1/3 of all food in grocery stores get thrown out. Fruits and vegetables are the leader because they usually go bad easier and they have a smaller lifespan. Spoiled milk and rotten meat fall. On a grocery store run, the average consumer wastes about 1/10 of the grocery list. The reasons include food going bad, forgetting about having it, not eating all of it. Kids are the number one source of wasteful eaters. Dinner time is usually the highest amount of wasted food. The younger the kid, usually the more food they waste. Another topic I want to mention was about convenience stores. Notice that there is a convenience store at every corner in every major city with the same selection in each one. How is our food production process able to keep up with the never-ending demand, especially with an exponential population growth? In the United States alone, there are 152,794 and counting convenience stores. The rate of growth is growing linear with population growth. Global populations are expected to hit 25 billion by the year 2100. Asia and Africa will see the biggest boost in population growth. Food production will have to follow this growth as well. The advancement of GMOs have gave us the chance to change seed properties for a changing climate. GMOs also produce higher yields, which allows more food to be produced. A concern about GMOs is that it destroys and threatens food security in the event of a widespread crop disease. Another concern that GMOs present is the safety and health risks that carry along with them. We don't really know the full concerns that GMOs can have. Spraying unknown fertilizers and other chemicals could definitely present a health risk to us. Cancer and other various diseases can easily form from these unknown chemicals. So, how does our food get on the table or the shelves? Food comes from two sources: imports and growers. Food from imports goes to the general line institution wholesalers, which later goes to food service establishments. These food service establishments may include restaurants or cafeterias. Food coming from growers have a different path. It can go to a broker who later sells it to a food service establishment, or it could go directly to a wholesaler, or it could go to a produce wholesaler, which later goes to a retail, which later on goes to a farmer market, which is pictured right here. In conclusion, a growing world is going to need more food than today's needs. Our current food production is sustainable as of now, but our current needs for the future is not sustainable. With the threat of a changing climate, we are going to see a massive switch in how we do things. Water shortage is our biggest concern. Last time I checked, we can't grow more land. We are going to be forced to have better methods in the food production field. Only the future can tell how sustainable it will be. I hope my research has influence on you on what is going to happen in the future. Thank you.